Today we will be taking a look at and discussing some of our extracurricular activities here on campus. For our team sports, we talked with representatives from both the tennis team and the track and field team, whereas for our clubs, we talked with and interviewed some of the members of the equestrian club and the herpetology club. Now, if you're interested in learning more about recreation here on campus, you can talk with Kendall Malsom, who is our Director of Recreation here at LMC. Having activities outside of the classroom is an important part of the culture and educational experience here at Lees-McRae. About 50% of our students either participate in a sport or one of our club sports that we offer. If you want to learn more about these teams, you can either reach out to Ed Winters, who is the Director of Athletics and Club Sports, or you can reach out to Brad Dunn, the Associate Director. Now, let's take a look at what it's like to be an athlete here at Lees-McRae.
The school has many resources on campus for not just athletic students, but for all students. One of those is the SRC, or Student Recreation Center, located on North Campus. Here there is a court and gym equipment open to all students who wish to use them, and there are even group classes for things like yoga and Zumba that are free to attend. Another resource that athletic students have on campus is the Williams Gymnasium, which is located on the South Campus. This is where many of the athletes here spend their time training and practicing with their respective teams, and where they play during home games. Here they have access to locker rooms, their own weight room, film room, laundry room, and different courts and fields depending on what they play. These sports include, but are not limited to, men and women's soccer, men and women's basketball, men and women's lacrosse, tennis, and track and field. When asked to describe what it is like being part of the LMC tennis team, a student responded with saying, "It's a really fun experience being able to hype up your teammates, and just having fun playing our sport is something we try to achieve. We have team bonding like supporting other sports teams or going into town where we all try to stay together and have fun." When asked if they had any advice for people who want to join the team, the same student responded with, "I would definitely say to go for it, but just be prepared before you come out here, especially with running and working out. Being in shape is the biggest part of being on this team." Preparation is important as sports often have their own challenges. When asking another student on the track and field team what the hardest aspect of being on a team was, they said, "The mental aspect of it, being a very you versus yourself sport, you are always trying to beat yourself."
Athletics aren't the only extracurricular activity offered here at campus. Another way you can get involved is to join one of the many clubs that we offer. On campus, we do offer a multitude of clubs, so one is bound to pique your interest. If you have any questions about joining a club or even creating your own, you can reach out to either Kendall Malsom or Jossa Harris, who is the Assistant Director of Campus Life. While clubs meet at a variety of different locations, such as Evans Auditorium, the North Carolina Building, and the Wildlife Rehab Center, the most popular of these locations for clubs to have meetings and host events is the Shelton Learning Commons. Now, we'll learn more about clubs here at LMC, and let's take a closer look at the most popular spot for our club meetings.
The Shelton Learning Commons, which is located on North Campus, is where many clubs, including the Equestrian Club, Nerd Club, and Crochet Club, meet and have events due to all of the large classrooms and study rooms that students are able to reserve. If you are trying to find out which club is right for you, it can be hard when you're just hearing about them. Luckily, when you're new to campus, one of the first things you're able to attend is the club fair. This allows you to see all the different clubs offered here at Lees-McRae, and it allows you to be able to meet some of the members and learn more about a club before joining. One of the clubs previously mentioned who meet at the SLC is the Equestrian Club and Team. Our interview with the team captain, Venus DeMello, helps us gain more insight on the differences between the club and the team and the challenges they faced.
I'm Katie Delacava, and today I'm going to be interviewing Venus, who is the captain of the equestrian team. So, how would you describe the difference between the club versus the team?
So the club is open to everybody whether or not they actually want to be in the same room as a horse. It's more about learning and kind of doing more fun inside setting kind of things. And then the team is anybody who wants to get on a horse, ride, improve their riding abilities, as well as either eventually compete or like start competing off the bat, depending on your level of experience. And so that's more like competitive sport focus, where the club is more learning and fun.
Okay. What are the challenges of the club as it has been on and off?
So challenges we faced when we first started it back up were definitely like lack of experience running a club. We didn't really know what we were doing. Now that we've kind of got that figured out, I think one of our biggest challenges is like figuring out a good rhythm for meetings for sure. Whether or not we want to have a meeting every week, we've been talking about doing it every other week. And then if we do have like a meeting every single Wednesday, what are we going to talk about during our meetings? Because again, when we started, every time we'd meet, we'd be like, okay, what do we want to do? And then the next meeting we'd be like, okay, what do we want to do? And we've finally gotten like different topics and stuff of like activities, learning opportunities and things like that, but just kind of building on that and keeping it interesting so that we keep their attention of our club members.
Looking specifically at the team aspect, how do you think being a part of the team helps you grow as a person?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways. For me personally, it's a huge leadership opportunity for sure. I have a lot of responsibilities that I do, and that's taught me to kind of better balance my responsibilities with both athletics and school, as well as, you know, working with all my teammates. It's definitely kind of a team building and social aspect to it as well. But definitely like the leadership responsibility and then social and team building.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most important and most used resources that students have access to is campus groups. This is an app and website that has information on upcoming club meetings and events going on around the school. So if you're looking for something to do, you can just check campus groups and see what's going on. Another club member we were able to interview was Jenna Levy, the president of the Herpetology Club. This club meets in the Shelton Learning Commons as well, but also does regular expeditions off campus. She helped us learn more about what it's like being part of the Herp Club here at LMC.
Watkins, and I'm here with Jenna Levy, who has so generously agreed to let us interview her. Now, Jenna, we're talking here about the Herp Club. So can you start us off by explaining what exactly is the Herp Club?
So the Herp Club is basically the Herpetology Club for short. And for those who don't know, herpetology is the study of reptiles and amphibians. So we do basically everything and anything related to reptiles and amphibians, and a lot of that here is herping. So we go out into the field and we look for different reptiles and amphibians. Here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, we're one of the most biodiverse places for salamander specifically. We have over a dozen different species found just in our area. So that's one thing we love to do, and we also do other events. So we'll do craft events too. We'll visit reptile expos, other local places, and yeah, basically anything like that.
So since you have some experience being in other clubs and organizational settings, how do you think those compare to the Herp Club? What makes the Herp Club unique?
I think what makes the Herp Club a bit more unique compared to other clubs is just how, I guess, experiential we are. So a lot of what we're doing is going out and getting in the field. It's very laid back. There's not like any like dues you need to put in. You don't need to come to every meeting. We're not gonna like kick you out if you do something wrong. So we're very laid back, and we have a very I think varying theme with Lisa McRae, just hands-on, getting out there, doing different things.
Club helps the students and the life here at Lisa McRae.
For sure. I think the Herp Club is a really great thing, because I remember my freshman year, I really wanted to explore and visit places, and I think the Herp Club is a great introduction for younger students who are just learning some of the new spots in their area, as well as for older students who still want to go out and explore and just have some time in nature. And I think it definitely kind of gives that connection both for wildlife biology students who are looking to get engaged in the field. So we're going to be helping out with Frog Watch this upcoming spring. So a citizen science project that's going to be super good for your resume. The Herp Club will be going out and bringing groups out to do Frog Watch. And for, even if you're not a biology major, just having some herp outreach, like again, getting to hold a snake for the first time, realizing, oh wait, this animal isn't so bad, and just, they take that with them and realize that herps are pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jenna, for your time and for generously letting us interview you for this project. We appreciate all of your answers and look forward to hearing more about other clubs and supporting the Herp Club.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great questions.
Extracurriculars help keep students both active and engaged, in addition to fostering a sense of community and the environment. LMC's clubs and sports both perform community service and encourage collaborative skills, which creates the rich culture that allows LMC students to have an advantage in both succeeding in school and in life. Go Bobcats!
We'll just edit out. I guess I could do an intro or something. Okay.
Athletics aren't the only extracurricular activities offered here on campus. While clubs meet at a variety, I stuttered.